So it does appear with this, but without this. I thought doing fill color and stroke color was the same thing. Or like, if you did fill color and stroke color, it was the same thing as doing set color. But I guess that's not true. I'm not sure what set color does, but I guess that's how to make it work. Must default to black, I see. That was a nice side effect of the upstream version having a gray background by default. But okay. So since... Okay, that's gonna simplify things. That's good. Now I can focus on trying to do this in the OpenGL version. So back to this, let me try to do... Okay. But it doesn't work in OpenGL. Wait. Let me use the exact same SVG. Set color white. Yeah, but that doesn't work in OpenGL. Wait, no, that's what I expect. I think. Well, actually, I don't think I expect it to append from a use element without a path element first. No, that worked on the... That worked. That's what happened with the test version. Wait, why did that one fail? SVG object. OpenGL SVG object. Let me fade in instead of show creation. So like this, then the test version is disappearing again. Did I call it? Oh, this one's called test and one's called test latex. I don't think that matters though. Or it shouldn't matter. Is it just like this parentheses one? Oh yeah, 3. Okay, it's working again. So now, all I have to do is track that logic in the OpenGL version. And it said that is being appended from a use element. So it's being appended here. So we go to use dim objects. And let's just break here. I guess what I'd want to do... Okay, so I can break here. This is using the regular code, which works. And what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna break a second time using the OpenGL code. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. No, I am. So I go to GitHub Manim 2. And I find the OpenGL command. So, this one. Run this command here. without the run this command here. So I think OpenGL vmobject, or rather initialize points, is doing something for the regular version, but not the OpenGL version. So check that. We're looking at svgpath.py and OpenGL svg path. I'm breaking here instead. Quit those. Run them again. Then here I can print self.points. Nothing's there. Self.data points. I think nothing will be here either. Okay, so let's see what happens. It has to call... Actually, I know what happens. It's gonna have to call generate points. That's what has to happen. So it's gonna have to come here. So we'll generate points not resolve to this one for this one. Not resolve to this function for this class. Let's see. This does a bunch of stuff. Then calls mobject init. And the mobject init is going to call generate points. And this one, it goes to the OpenGL vmobject init. Which calls the OpenGL mobject init. which calls init points. And that resolves to the OpenGL object init point, which calls init points. And that resolves to the OpenGL object init points, and that passes. So I figured out the problem. But this pattern of like implementing methods and then not doing anything in them is going to be a problem. Points. That means basically any initialization methods I'm going to have to make sure I override. I think this is the only one that doesn't do anything though. No, pointwise become partial. Points.shape at 0. If points.shape at 0? Oh, this is, I guess, making sure there are more than 0 points. Weird. Okay. And I think I'll do the same thing here. Then with that, I can go to all of these and just make it points. And I think this will... Then with that, I can go to all of these and just make it points. And I think this won't break the other thing. Hey learner, what's up? Okay, so let's run the regular version. And it doesn't have the config. That's good. I'm kidding, that's not actually good. But it should be easy to import it. Oh, is this the wrong number of dots? Wait. From dot dot dot. Does it need even more dots, or what happened? From dot 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 import config. Dot 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 dot. Shouldn't this be from Manim? Oh, it still ran the one with 2 dots. There we go. Okay, so it's not broken, I think. Wait, why does this say invalid data? Scene caching might have been breaking something. Okay, but if I try this with the OpenGL renderer, now attribute current path start. OpenGL SVG path object. So current path start. In the initializer for SVG path object, it does that. This should have a current path start though, it has it here. Oh, because... Wait, this is weird. It sets the current path start, but first it's calling OpenGL object, which will call init points, which presumably uses this. However, that same thing happens here. So why is it only an error in this case? Where's the other one getting current path start? Well, I guess, okay, where is this actually happening? So this is in init points, where it calls generate points. That's where it has to do it. Sometimes with text stuff, if things are configured incorrectly, the cache will be filled with junk that can't be read properly. Okay. That makes sense. There are a few places where Manim does strange stuff like that. Okay, so this is going to go to the object in it. This is going to call generate points. And so here, does it have a current path start? And it doesn't. And I go into generate points. And it still doesn't have it. So why did it only... I don't see how this doesn't crash. Self.handle command. So it's going here. Are these reading the same SVG? Like what? Why did this never hit this closed path thing? Curious. What I'm gonna try now is putting a breakpoint at generate points. For both of them. Then I'll run this one. Then I'll run the OpenGL one. Then I'll sync for both of them. Then I'll run this one. Then I'll run the OpenGL one. Then I'll synchronize them. Then I'll see why these aren't the exact same all the time. Because neither of these should have current path start. Right? If I look in pairs, the pairs look the same. So I should be able to go through this until I find the Z one. This is like solving a mystery where Grant committed the crime. Where did it get that? Somewhere in handle command. Okay, I'm not gonna break there. Yeah, exactly. So now I'm gonna have it print the command and print I don't know if I can print this. I don't know if this will just crash because it won't have it. But I'm gonna try. Yeah, it just crashes. Has Atcher crashes. Has Atcher. Okay, so here neither one has it. It's the first time. The first time I go through this, it gets it in the Cairo version. So let's step in here. I think there's a way to watch in PDB. Display the value of the expression if it changed each time execution stops. Nah, I'm not going to do it. Because I just like typing that much. Self.start new path? Does that do it? It does. Okay. So somewhere in self.start new path. And this calls super start new path. Okay. Wait, no, this just puts it there. Current path start equals point. So why would this only work in the Cairo version? I feel like I could just switch these two lines and call it a day. Actually, probably, maybe I couldn't actually. Because OpenGL vectorized mobject has a method called start new path. So it's resolving to that one first. We did it. Less exciting than Sherlock Holmes. But we did it. What do I even want to do? SVG path object dot. Great. Twitch chat to back him up. No, Twitch chat's being great right now. I honestly, I never thought I'd have anybody watch me, right? Develop on Manim, so that is great. Okay. What is Scotland Yard? Okay, so I'm gonna run. So this will just work, I think. Okay. And the OpenGL version won't work, but I want to see how it won't work. You just put this P here. I was not expecting that to work. I'm actually very surprised that that worked. But it did work in OpenGL. And the reason I'm surprised that it worked in OpenGL is because by default, SVG objects should be interpreted into cubic Bezier curves, but OpenGL uses quadratic Bezier curves. So how is that even possible? So now here I'm gonna print mob.data points. So now here I'm gonna print mob.data points. And then here I'm gonna print the same thing. Only it'll have to be self.points. And this had no points. And this also actually also had no points. So we print the sub-object points. Actually, let me just break here. Oh, whoops. Yeah. And run the Cairo version, run the OpenGL version, run the OpenGL version without the window. Oh, I can't synchronize them because I have to print the points differently. I guess I could do here points equals self.points. No, I can't do that. Whatever. Mob.points, mob.subobjects at 0. Okay. Objects at 0.data. Okay, these are different. Now I can't synchronize the scrolling, darn. Um. Oh my gosh. Zero.points. Only the first 10. And then here, only the first 10. So the starts are the same. The second points are not the same. The third points are not the same. It looks like whatever the logic is that converts cubic Bezier curves into quadratic Bezier curves in the OpenGL part happens transparently when reading SVG objects. Because here, you can tell that each of these, there are 4 points, which makes up a cubic Bezier curve. Then that 4th point is repeated. And then it happens again. 4 points, and the 4th point is repeated. But here, there are 3 points, and the 3rd point is repeated, and then it repeats that pattern. So whatever it is, whatever the logic was that I was worried about, I should tell this person that it's not from 3 Boo and Brown. Okay. Yeah, Grant did retweet. I did see that. Alright, so I will see you guys in Discord or in the next stream. Later.